Hello, and welcome to the Gears of War Emergence fan project. This video will be covering how a completed character sheet ready for a session should look like, alongside the inventory slash pouch aspect that should be pre-prepared and understood before the first session. Now, this video was separate to the character sheet walkthrough because it's covering slightly different aspects, albeit it's on the same character sheet. This stage requires more information from your DM, so I thought it's best to have it separate. So, if you've watched the character creation walkthrough, you will remember this test character that was created. Since that video, I have added the individual feat definitions, which I briefly touched upon, and double-checked the character sheet against the rules in the handbook just to be sure everything was done correctly. I had missed that the Pendulum War's helmet had reduced passive perception by an additional 1 point, so I made that change. So, moving on, scrolling down the sheet, you can see I've added the definitions. It's best to do this so you don't forget what your character is capable of doing. And now to cover the inventory area. Last video, I covered creating the correct pouch size, there we go, got there in the end, and naming the pouches. It's below the equipment section, so down here. Now, you can see here, I have filled in my inventory pouches. Now, pouches, unless stated to be empty when the armor is issued, can be filled how you wish, as you see fit. Yeah. As you can see here, I've left my large medkit case down here empty, as the equipment set I was given by choosing this class stated it to be empty. Your DM may say you can fill it before the session, but if not, stick with it being empty. You can fill it later, once you're using the character. It's just no equipment is issued with it when you get that equipment set. Now, if you have a backpack, not all armors do, ask your DM what you're able to take. In my case, I have some restrictions regarding taking of weaponry, so I'm going to carry extra smoke grenades. Since my character's shooting ability is quite poor, with having a lackluster dex score, I'm going to carry some extra smoke grenades. And I've built my character to have very good smoke grenades, so I'm going to play to that strength. Grenades in general take up 2 slots when they're not in a dedicated holder. By dedicated holder, I mean the light grenade rings, or generic grenade rings, or grenade rigging. So yeah, you have 1 smoke grenade, 2 smoke grenades, stimnade. Whereas in a backpack or other container, it takes up 2 slots. So what I do is, I say smoke grenade, boom, we'll say smoke grenade 1, smoke grenade 2, and we'll just paste that across there. I'll take 5 smoke grenades in reserve. Now, the main difference between having items in your backpack and on pouches is the ease of access. Now, if I wanted to throw a smoke grenade, it's then ready for my grenade rings. All I need to do is let go of my weapon, I'll spend my movement action to take out the smoke grenade, Orc's action to wind the grenade, universal action at the run. Whereas if I wanted to get a grenade out of my backpack, I would have to let go of my weapon, movement action to take off the backpack, then I would spend my action to then take out a grenade. It slows down the process, and if you need that grenade right then and there, it's going to be problematic. So your backpack's there for carrying additional equipment to resupply yourself or your teammates. It's not really designed to be accessed in combat. That's what the pouches are for. So, I'm taking some extra smoke grenades. It's probably a good idea. Moving on, what else should I take? I've got 2 sets of basic first aid kits. Good, but not really long-term medical-wise. So I'm going to take some additional medical equipment. Now, what I will take is 2 armor quick patch kits. Now, if we come to I'm going to explain this later, but if you come onto this weapons and slots sheet, under items, you can see all of the items currently in the game. Now, Since I'm a medic and I get medical training, I can use the first aid kit, which is the beefier version of the basic first aid kit. So I'm going to take one of them, and likewise that takes up 2 slots, and it has 10 uses, so I shall put a 10 out of 10 on there. I'll grab another one, and what was it, armor quick patch kits. Then we'll take 2 of them, they take up 1 slot and have 2 uses each. Boom boom. So I now have enough medical supplies to keep my squad going. I can patch up their armor if need be. I'm going to leave the rest of the slots free, in case there's anything else I may want to pick up during the session, or if there's any supplies I would need to acquire during the first session. Say, for example, I needed to carry a hammer at dawn targeting laser, I can chuck it in my backpack, because I don't have the magnetic slots that the standard issue armor does. So, that is a complete character sheet. Now that I've filled in the backpack and I've filled in the pouches, this character's ready to go. I could use him if I wish. Now, as you saw me do there, I double checked to see how many slots, how many uses my different items had. This can be found on the weapons and slot sheet. So when you load in, you would be on the COG home page. What you would do is, you would come across the bottom here, scroll across over to items, and click items. Here is all of the currently up-to-date items. You have the name, what it's used for, which is short description, how many slots it takes up, how many uses it has, and its details. Under details will be, for example, this little ration bar, how many calories it restores. For medical items, it will tell you how much it heals, how many times it can be used, what's in it, and if it can benefit from medical feats. Some of these descriptions may change. With a lot of these things, I've designed it so you can check it yourself. So do that to avoid using an old item. So it may need buffing, changing, reworking, that sort of thing. And there may be more items here when you come to do your own character sheet. So that's all I really want to cover. There's also pouches here. You can see what type of item it stores. I might as well break it down while I'm here. So you've got the name, you've got the type. This is what it's designed to hold. It's a medical kit. Is it an ammo pouch? Is it a universal? Is it throwables? Is it for a knife, pistol, primary, that sort of thing. The slots that it can hold. All pouches take 1 slot. All pouches take 1 pouch slot. There's no pouch that takes 2 or anything like that. Slots, in this slots here, is how many slots it can hold. So, if you remember that large mecha case from earlier, it can hold 4. What it's designed to store, and its purpose. Now, a lot of these are cookie cutter. They allow the soldier to easily access the items within. And you'll see over here the final slot. This is location. Now, it's referring to each armor has an amount of pouch slots it can hold. Now, this is what it means by being on the armor, it takes a pouch slot. The gunner ammo pouch can be located on the UIR gunner backpack. It's specific for our backpack. Now when you come down here, you've got leg attachments, weapon attachments, hip attachments, and a backpack attachment. So unless it states it's going on the armor, it's not taking a pouch slot. And this is where all of the other storage items may be. You can get a duffel bag if you want to take a full set of armor with you for some reason. That sort of thing. Well, anyway, went off script again, like I normally do. But that's all I wanted to cover for this video. Your character sheet should be complete and ready for your first session with them. That is all. Have a good day. Goodbye.